it was a little crowded over there. Wait, where are they? There. Yeah, we got a little bit of time. How many people are on there? Oh. Am I up yet? Cool. Well, good morning, everybody. We are here at the 70th annual Western States Trail Ride, also known as the Tevis Cup Ride. It is about 5:40 a.m. The horses and riders started up at Roby Park about 6 miles away at 5:15. And so we're expecting them here sometime in the next 10 to 15 minutes. We thought we'd go live a bit early and give folks a chance to get on and get settled in, because by the time they come, it's kind of a whirlwind at this spot. So what you're seeing now is the location where the horses and riders cross over Highway 89 on their way into Olympic Valley. From there, they're going to climb up and over Watson's Monument, which is the crest of the Sierra Nevada, and head on down to Auburn. We have just over 100 horses entered. There's a little bit of road traffic here at this location, so I'll try to do my best with the cars going by. We're lucky that it's in the morning here, but I'll turn my camera a bit, so just orient you to the spot that we're standing at. So, pictured on my screen is the Western States Trail on the other side of the road. We're going to start seeing horses and riders coming down that trail, winding down in a few minutes, maybe about 10 minutes. Then they go under Highway 89 here. They cross the Truckee River. They come over this bridge, and this is a single track trail that takes them up Olympic Valley. For those who may not be as familiar with California and California geography, Olympic Valley used to be called Squaw Valley, and that was one of the locations where the ride used to start. And so it's about a little single track trail while they're climbing up Olympic Valley, and then they go on into the Granite Chief Wilderness. After this live stream, we have a lot of really exciting places on the trail that we're going to be going live from. We're going to have somebody up near High Camp, so that is on their climb up from the base of Olympic Valley up to Watson's Monument. It's a really, really beautiful location. You're going to get to see some beautiful high alpine scenery there. And it's an exciting place to see the horses too, as they're climbing up there. Sorry for my pauses. I'm trying to not get drowned out by the occasional vehicles. That's just the nature of the spot here. And then we also will have a live streamer at Elephant's Trunk. That is in my opinion, one of the most beautiful locations on the ride. And that is right after the horses have gone up and over Cougar Rock. So you'll get to see them at a fairly iconic location on the trail. And if you go to the YouTube link, all of the live locations are right there, and they all have anticipated starting times. So when this live feed ends, hop back over to the main YouTube channel, and you'll be able to see when we're anticipating the next live streams. We'll also have someone at Robinson Flat. That is going to be the first 1 hour hold in this ride, And so that'll be an exciting place. You can see the crews in action. You can get to see horses and riders come in. And so yeah, refer to the YouTube link for the list of locations we're going to be this year. We're trying to bring you more locations from on trail, as well as the classic vet checks that we've been in the past. So we're checking our live tracker, which I believe we have put up on the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in seeing where the front runners are, it looks like there may be about a mile or two still from this location. So we'll just keep watching and keep on hand. So a couple of interesting fun facts about the horses and riders in this year's Tevis. As I said, we have just over 100 people entered, trying to get the exact number. There was a number of late changes to the rider list in the last couple days. So as we're bringing it up on our phone right now, but if you want the most up-to-date rider list, you can find that. Probably it's located on our Facebook page right now. If maybe one of the live team members want to drop a link to the most updated rider list in the chat. A couple of fun facts about the riders and horses this year. Hal Hall, Tevis legend, is starting Tevis for the 42nd time. If he finishes Tevis this year, he will equal a record of 34 Tevis buckles that is currently held by Barbara White, and you know, that's a pretty significant number of buckles to have on this ride. 42 starts, and he's going for his 34th buckle. We also have Jeremy and Heather Reynolds again this year. They are also between them have a number of Tevis wins and Hagen Cup finishes. As you'll remember, they crossed the finish line together last year. Heather ended up winning. Morning. And we're on live right now. Good morning. Pardon me, just a sec. So in addition to the Reynolds who are back, I think Jeremy is going for his 9th Tevis finish, or maybe going for his, I'll have to look at the list here.
Finish 9, going for 10, right?
He's going for 10. Other riders going for their 10th buckle, Christy Hartman, Karen Donnelly, she was a Tevis Cup winner in 2016. Christoph Schork, he's a legend in the endurance world. Other riders going for high buckle numbers. Susie Hayes is going for her 13th Tevis buckle, and she was the 1997 AERC Partners awardee with her horse Cooter, who was also a Hall of Fame horse in 2011. So another legendary AERC rider. Cassandra DiMaggio is going for her 12th Tevis buckle, and she is riding her stallion WT Bezerif, also called Taser. And finally, Heather Reynolds, who is riding Sonic, who's the horse she rode last year, I believe, is going for her 11th Tevis buckle. So we have a number of riders, very experienced riders, going for high buckle numbers this year. We also have 6 horses. Let me confirm, because we've had some changes. Yes, 6 horses going for their Roby Trophy. And as a reminder for folks who may not be aware, the Roby Trophy is awarded to horses who reach 5 completions at the Tevis Cup, which is A very impressive honor. So Shindanga's Express is going for his 5th completion, aka Mac. He's ridden by Molly Quiros, and they are part of the Crater Hill equestrian team. Alexander Hamilton is going for his 5th completion. He's ridden by Stevie Delahunt of Oregon. And fun fact, he is a standard-bred Arab cross. Mac is a full Arab. I think everyone else on this list, except for the mule, is a full Arab. So we'll get to the mule in a minute. Next horse, Chuck Norris, is ridden by Deborah Olmsted, but Chuck, he's also owned by Stevie Delahunt. He's going for his 5th completion. SVR Mercury Rising, also known as Walter, currently owned by Isabel Watson, is going for the Roby Cup Trophy. Lotto Ticket, who is a mule, our only mule entered this year, ridden by Shane Lesher, who happens to be the new owner of Echo Valley, is going. And I'm going to take a break because we have horses coming down the trail here. Okay, so here we have the front runners coming down the trail. Okay, get set up here so we can see them good. Yeah. Oh, you're good.
You got the corner.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we have the first horses and riders coming down the Highway 89 crossing of the 70th annual Tevis Cup ride. Looks like Jeremy and Heather in first here. Woo! Okay, so in first was Jeremy Reynolds on Treasure, Heather Reynolds on Sonic, and we'll get number 26. We might not be able to do this for all the riders, but we'll do this for the ones that trickle across first. Looked like Nick 26 was Nicola Thorne from Norfolk, UK. Excellent. Okay, they were quite a bit out in front there. I don't see any more horses coming down the trail. Should note that both horses that Jeremy and Heather are riding this year, between them, I believe Treasure has, oh gosh, I don't want to misspeak here, but I think she has at least 2 or 3 Tevis Cup wins. Sonic has a Tevis Cup win. We'll have to get those stats for you, but needless to say, creme de la creme. Okay, here are the next group of horses and riders winding down the Western States Trail. Just to give you an idea of temperature right now, it feels like it's in the 40s, mid 40s out here. It's a little brisk. We are expecting some warm temperatures today. It's supposed to hit 100 degrees, maybe a little more in Auburn. It'll of course be much cooler up here in the high country. They're not going to start seeing those high temps until they get past Robinson Flat. So it's nice and crisp this morning. Morning, looking good. Good to see you. Have a safe trip. Okay, so here's Sonoma Blakely. She was the Tevis Cup winner in 2018. She's riding with her father, Wash Blakely. And I believe we'll get the... I think that was Suzanne Ford Huff. I believe that was Suzanne Ford Huff. They went by quick. Can you try to, on these, just try to get the wagon. Okay, more coming down the trail. So again, that was the second group of riders. We got more filtering down. I'll try to do my best with riders and horses. It'll probably get pretty crowded here in a little bit. So again, the second group in that group was Sonoma Blakely, riding, I believe the mare she rode last year. Again, she won in 2018. She was the youngest winner of the Tevis Cup ride, and she's riding this year with her dad, Wash Blakely. They are from Oregon. Yeah, and that was Suzanne Ford Huff behind them there. And Suzanne is riding, I believe she's riding, let me just confirm before I misspeak, SD Zenyara, aka Zena.
Bringing them all the way down the hill. Morning, you guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Looking good. Have a safe trip. Okay, so here is Karen Donnelly and Andy Botello. Karen Donnelly won this ride in 2016. Andy Botello is down from Southern California. I think he's from the Temecula area, Wildemar maybe. And Andy, I don't know if folks could see, but Andy was off his horse jogging down this trail here. It's a bit of a windy downhill, and many riders will choose, especially if they're good runners, to get off their horse. This ride has a significant amount of downhill. In fact, while there's a ton of climbing on the Tevis Cup, there's more downhill, much more downhill. And so it's an advantage if you're a good runner and you can get off and jog with your horse, if it works for you and your horse. Here's another group of riders. So I was saying one of the interesting challenges about the Tevis Cup is just the fact that the temperature does change and the weather can be unpredictable up here in the high Sierras. One of the years I rode, it rained at Robinson Flat and was chilly. So you deal with some chilly kind of alpine weather in the morning, and then you get into the heat of the canyons a bit later. Once past Forest Hill, the temperature is usually pretty nice into the night. Next group of riders, I might not be able to call everyone out here, but that's Nicole Wirtz passing. That's John Perry, Hagen Cup winner last year. Raina Marrow. We had Molly Quiroz. That's Susie Hayes there. Okay, we missed one. Emily Farmer was the other rider in that group. So I apologize if I mislabel everyone. I'm just trying to call them out as I see them go by. I might get someone wrong. Feel free, if I misidentify someone, to just put it in the comments if you see your rider. So in that group, we had Susie Hayes, I believe, going for her 13th buckle. I talked about her a little bit. And Raina Miro, she's top 10 this ride numerous times. Here's Christoph Schork coming in front here. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Woo! Looking good.
Only 93 miles to go.
Only 93 miles to go. Morning. Good morning. Okay, follow these guys up the trail here. This is a nice angle. Rider number 78. Call him out as I can go here. Emily Clifford, riding Hart. Where's Emily from?
She's riding.
Oh, sorry. Finn. Where's she from? Tahoe Vista, California. Got it. Okay. Okay, got another group of riders coming down. The trail getting to this point, it's like I said, it starts up at Roby Park. They have about 6 miles of trail. And they start at 5:15 a.m. in the dark. And it's about a single... I'm on live. That's all right. Welcome. And they have a single track trail for about 6 miles. So it's quite an exciting start. You know, kind of trotting along in the dark on a fresh horse. So by the time they hit here, they're nice and warmed up and ready to begin their climb. One fun thing about this location, if you ever want to come up to Truckee and watch the start of this ride, a lot of the locals will come down. A lot of the locals will come down and watch the horses at this location. Really good spot to view them. They're feeling fresh and spunky. A bunch of fit 100-mile horses in the crisp air. It's an exciting spot. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So in that group we had Haley Estevez. She's in the back there. She's on a Rocky Arab Cross. Melissa Montgomery, I believe she had a horse change. And 82. Let's get 82. Got another group. Okay, perfect. Woo! Have a great ride, you guys. Have a great ride. Well, if you call them out. Okay, got our next group of riders. Morning. Okay, there's Hal Hall there, going for buckle 34. In the front of the group, we have a group of juniors from the Crater Hill team here. Jackson Tierney Bellowbrook. I got it. Oh. Okay. It's Krista Turnage. Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. Have a great ride. Okay. It's always very exciting. So I was going to say the Crater Hill team sent a group of 3 juniors to the FEI Junior World Championships this past year. And I believe, I don't know if I saw Vanessa on the list, but at least 2 of them are. There's Johnny Jewell from Texas. There's Shane Lesher on Lotto. The only mule entered. There's another Crater Hill junior, Ryan Ellis, up there. Morning. Good morning. There's Cassandra DiMaggio on Taser. There's AP Davis on Jeepers. Good morning. Got a Mustang here. So AP Davis has ridden sweep at Tevis for a number of years and has entered this year. Very exciting. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Looking good, Erin. It's Erin Glassman. I believe she's from. Good morning.
Hi, brother.
Hi, Audrey. Nice to see you. Hey, have a great.
Camera.
Yes, have a great ride, you guys. Hey, Glenn, have a great ride. So that's Glenn Morgan from San Diego. Glenn is riding a horse that came from the Love This Horse Rescue. Good morning. Good morning. There's Ken Campbell on MM Cody. He's a past Hagen Cup winner. There's 2 gaited horses. Terry Zigalinsky has finished on Charlie before. Good morning. We got our Morgan entered. There's Jaya on a foxtrotter, and she's got a junior with her. They're from Chico, California. I apologize, I can't remember the rider of the Morgan. We'll get her pulled up. Yeah, she's the only Morgan entered. That was there. That's it. Yep, got some. Aragon Ranger.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a great ride. Rider number 76 and 96. Emily Hansen and Amber Oliver. Okay, so 71, Nicole Gipp from Half Moon Bay, California. Some more riders coming down the trail here. So coming down the trail here, I see among the riders is Rebecca and Roriana Langtat. Roriana is another one of the 10 juniors entered this year. She's riding Rowdy, who is a Mustang that she got as a somewhat rogue project horse and has done a lot of endurance, has won a number of awards, PNER awards, and has done 100 on him. And they're now here doing the Tevis Cup. Roriana's doing the ride with her mom, Rebecca, who's on her gray Arab gelding SVA Vision. Like I said, there are about 10 juniors entered this year. A large number of those juniors from the Crater Hill team. Morning, Chris. Good morning, looking good. Have a great ride, you guys. There's Roriana right there on Rowdy. Looking good. There's Rebecca Langtat, her mother, on SVA Vision. We also had, looks like another junior, number 43. Let me get info on her and her sponsor. Okay, the junior number 43 was Clara Shumway. Looks like she's also riding with her mom, Joe Shumway. And they are from Port Orchard, Washington. And they are both riding, looks like Sunny and Max, both Arabians. So best of luck to all of our junior riders. It's really exciting to have 10 junior riders. And every year we have lately very generous sponsors. Morning. That's number 49. I can't look and film, just call the...
Chantel, Alan Chantel.
Alan Chantel. Where's she from?
Auburn.
Alan Chantel from Auburn, California.
Riding Dubai.
Riding Dubai. So we had a question from the YouTube chat. We're trying to monitor as we go some of your questions. Someone had asked, how long would it take to finish Tevis only trotting? Is it possible? Absolutely. If you did nothing but trot the Tevis or the Western States Trail Ride, you would finish. The problem is that not every part of the trail, I think, for at least mere mortals like myself, is trottable. There's a lot of trail in the high country that you would want to walk. At least the first canyon, I don't see... I would doubt that even the front runners are trotting most of the first canyon down to Swinging Ridge. So you have about... you have exactly 24 hours to finish the ride. And within that 24 hours, there are about 10 vet checks, 2 of which are mandatory hour holds. And so if you do the math, if you're spending, conservatively, if you're speeding through each vet check and only spending, 5 to 10 minutes in each one, that's at least an hour to 2 hours plus, whatever your hold is getting in, which is an hour at Robinson and an hour at Forest Hill. So I'm going to wait for the traffic to clear. The point is that the vet checks really compound how long it takes to do this ride. And I mean, it's essential. This ride has a lot of vet checks for good reason. It's a tough trail. It can be hot. This year it's going to be a warm ride. And the veterinarians apply really strict standards to the horses coming through. The pulse criteria has been lowered a few times since the inception of this ride, so that makes it a bit tougher to get through. You know, you have to come in slower to each vet check, and so you know, you have to really be smart about how you move through this ride. So, you know, a long-winded answer to the question is that yes, you will finish this ride trotting the whole thing, but I don't think most people are going to be able to trot the whole thing. There's going to be a significant amount of time where you're walking. So the adage that most experienced Tevis Cup riders will tell you is that you have to make up time where you can, and wherever you think, oh, maybe I can trot this bit, you should be trotting. There shouldn't be much time that you're on a good section of trail that you're walking, because there's a lot of sections of trail that you have to walk. And again, you know, a lot of the elite horses and riders here, they'll move through it faster, but I would hazard a bet a good chunk of them are walking most of those canyons, at least the first canyon. So I think we still have we're waiting for some horses and riders here to come down the trail. I'm going to check the tracker here and see how many more we're expecting. So it looks like we are still expecting a good handful of riders. You know, one of the challenges I was just talking about time. It's really trying to figure out how to rate the horses in this first section. You know, the first, like I said, 6 miles is downhill. They're very excited. They want to go. They're around a lot of other horses. You don't want to get going too fast on this section, but on the other hand, you want to make good, steady progress up at least to where you start doing Granite Chief, because that's when the trail gets a lot more technical, and you're going to have to slow down a little bit for certain sections of the Granite Chief. So for those of you on this live feed that are interested, we do have someone. Is Abigail streaming yet? Okay, so we have one of our live streamers, Abigail, is live at near High Camp on the climb up to up and over the crest of the Sierras there. And so if you want to, we'll wait here for the last horses to trickle in. You're more than welcome to stay with me here. If you want to see the kind of the front of the field go by High Camp, Abigail's live. And then the next spot you're going to be able to see horses is at Elephant's Trunk with Lucy Trumbull. And that is I would call that both those locations, don't miss it, because just really, really good opportunity to see the beauty of the trail, the beauty of this iconic Western States trail. So for folks who haven't been out to the ride before or are tuning in from afar, we're located here just about, 6 miles up from Tahoe City. in Lake Tahoe. Wait for some cars to pass here. And the ride, when it originally was started in the mid-1950s by Wendell Roby, I believe off the top of my head, 1955 was the first ride start. Wendell started this ride. The claim, he wanted to show that horses of his generation were just as tough as the horses of his grandparents' generation, you know, the horses that were used out here in this part of the world in the, you know, in the late 1800s. And so he decided to take a group of folks over, and I believe preceding that first ride, they had done some multi-day rides, camping in the backcountry and, you know, finding the trail and punching through between Tahoe and Auburn. This is an old mining route. This Western States Trail connects a bunch of old, you know, Pony Express and mining routes over the Sierra. And so when they started the ride in 1955, they got mail in Tahoe City. They started down in Tahoe City, which is on the literal shores of Lake Tahoe, and they carried their mail all the way to Auburn, and the ride ended when the ride started when the postmaster in Tahoe City stamped their mail, and the ride ended in Auburn when the postmaster stamped their mail. And that was the first couple of years of the ride. You know, obviously in recent years, the ride has gotten, it got very popular very quickly. You know, by the 70s, 80s, early 90s, there were, you know, up to 400 riders in this ride. But the early days, the ride started in Tahoe City. The ride also started from Olympic Valley, formerly Squaw Valley back in those days, and where the Western States Endurance Run starts, actually. And the horses camped in the meadow there, is my understanding, for a few years. And the more recent iteration of the Tevis Cup is that the Western States Trail Foundation secured an equestrian park, Roby Equestrian Park, up here kind of between Highway 89 and Highway 267, right above Tahoe here, and that's where the ride currently starts. So as you can imagine, as a consequence, the trail itself has also changed over the years to make up for those differences in mileage. It's always been a 100-mile ride, but they've added or taken out different sections of trail in any given year due to trail conditions or wildfire or having to move the start location. And so that's a bit of the history of this famous trail. The Western States Endurance Run, which started out from Gordy Ainsley running during the Tevis Cup ride, and the next year coming back with more runners, has now kind of outpaced the Tevis Cup in fame, but the roots still lie here at the Western States Trail. So we'll check our tracker again. See. Yeah, let's see here. I think you're right. Those folks are sorry, just a sec. We're gonna check our tracker here. The interesting thing about the trackers is that sometimes they, oh yeah, those are grayed out. Okay, looks like we still have maybe a few more folks. It says they're here though. Yeah. We'll stay on a few more minutes. make sure we have everyone through. Maybe point up here at the trail. I don't know if this will bend. Sorry, we'll adjust our camera here, point at the trail. I want it to bend back. Oh yeah, I gotta like rotate it. Yes. We're waiting for the last folks. Maybe. Thank you. So every year there will be a few folks taking this first section a little easier. Apologies for the traffic noise. A bit earlier, definitely make sure you tune in to High Camp and Elephant's Trunk. High Camp is going now, and Elephant's Trunk will be not too much longer after that. The next location where we'll have the live stream going for a while will be Robinson Flat. That's at mile 36, and that is their first 1 hour hold. It's not the first vet check. You have a vet check at around mile, off the top of my head, 24, 26 at Red Star Ridge. That's the first kind of real gate and go. But there are also vets located at High Camp at mile 13. So by the time the horses get to Robinson Flat, they've seen a vet twice already, but that is the first major rest stop for the horses. They get an hour to eat and recover, and then they drop into the canyons. And Lucy is planning on going live at Deadwood this year, which is right in the middle of the canyons. So, that's a pretty dramatic section of trail, kind of right above the American River. Really, it's a beautiful section of trail, honestly. It's just dramatic and steep, and so it'll be exciting to, show folks at that part of the ride. And then just a note for folks who have followed us in the past. In the past, we've had live coverage at Michigan Bluff. This year, we're going to show you a little bit of Chicken Hawk. Lucy was there last year showing horses coming down the trail. And again, it's another opportunity to see parts of the trail. So I will be at Chicken Hawk later this afternoon starting at 3 p.m. And then another location not to miss is Forest Hill. That is the second 1 hour hold, and that's at mile 64. So the horses have just come out of the canyons. I like to think of this ride in three main sections. There is the high country part to Robinson Flat. The first 36 miles, you're going through this high Sierra, alpine, granite. It's cool temperatures. And then you have the second third, which is the canyons. And that's to Forest Hill, and that's hot and dusty and steep, and you're in it. That's, in my opinion, the hardest part of the ride. And then the third challenge is the back third, which is from Forest Hill to the finish. And that is in the dark. You're on the California Loop above the American River. And then you get to Auburn. So check out Forest Hill if you have time this evening. I think we're planning some coverage from Francisco's, and then of course we'll be live at the stadium finish. At the timed finish starting. We'll make sure to be there around 9:30 p.m. Depending on how fast folks are going today. But probably expect the first horse in between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll also be providing live coverage of the stadium finish as well. We will be uploading videos throughout the night. We'll be down live in the stadium kind of as long as our volunteers are able to go live and there's not too much dead air, so to speak. And then we'll be back live streaming at 4 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow for Buckle Hour. That's when we expect most of the latter part of the field will be coming in. And then at 10 a.m. we'll be Hagging Cup judging. Sorry, waiting for traffic. And that is the judging for the best conditioned horse out of the top 10 finishers, and we'll go more into Hagging Cup and how they evaluate the horses at that time. At 2 p.m. Pacific time is the awards ceremony, where they will honor the top 10, the winner of the Tevis Cup, the top 10 finishers, and all of the finishers of the Tevis Cup this year, and they will announce the Hagging Cup winner. So I think we're going to walk back. There's a horse transport trailer over there with some volunteers. We'll just walk back and confirm whether we're waiting for more horses. If not, we'll sign off. If we're waiting for more horses, we'll be able to see them down there as well. Take you on a walking tour here. Be able to see the Truckee River in a minute. Show the Truckee River. It's really beautiful. Sorry, can't really see it through the chain link. But it's a beautiful river. Flows out from Lake Tahoe. Huh? You can see more of the trail there. Might have turned around. It's getting pretty. I'd be surprised if they I want to just point it for a minute. I'm going to go talk to them. Okay, well, we just talked to the volunteers and confirmed that the last riders have gone through. So thanks for hanging on and hearing me jabber for the last 10 minutes. But we're going to sign off here from the Highway 89 crossing. Maybe end on a nice shot there of the Western States Trail sign. And we'll see you throughout the day. Thanks for tuning in this morning. And again, High Camp live stream is going on right now, and the next will be Elephant's Trunk. All right, thanks.